Greetings, roller coaster fanatics, and welcome. I wish it was Coaster News, to be honest, but Coaster News will be up there. But I want to actually kind of do this first because I just realized I didn't do any coaster predictions or park predictions this year. So I decided, you know what, I'll just keep this on because it's Sunday and let's have fun with this. So let's talk about Cedar Fair parks because it is that time, guys. The end of July is here, and it is time to figure out. Okay, parks are going to start announcing stuff because it's late July, early August. August is the year when parks start announcing things, especially Cedar Fair parks. And let me tell you guys, I can't wait to tell you what my predictions for what Cedar Fair could be adding to, or what each park in the Cedar Fair chain could be adding for 2018. Let me say that again. My predictions. This is what I think the park could get, not what the park could actually get. Some of these we already know, of course, but that's what I like about these predictions, is the whole point of me is to guess, to see, what could I think could come to this park, you know? So let's give it a shot, and it's just a list. We don't have to start from the worst and go to the best, because there's none of that, but let's just start with any park, so let's begin. Let's start off with the flagship park, Cedar Point, and it's clear as day what they're getting. They're getting RMC Mean Street. What I think would be called, well, it's going to be a frontier thing, and what has been swirling around is a name that is really cool. I won't kind of say it here because I want to kind of keep that a secret because I don't know if it will be the real name or not, so I just want to keep it to myself. But if you guys have heard of it, you guys can go check that out. But RMC Mean Streak is definitely happening. I'm very excited for it. This. Looks like to be a really cool RMC, so I can't wait to see what they will fully do with the announcement, and that is really cool. Let's kind of go off to the park kind of close to it. Michigan's Adventure. This is a family park located in Michigan, and what do I think could begin next year? Well, what happened to Knott's Berry Farms Boomerang? Oh, that's a good idea. Send it over to Michigan's Adventure. I would love to see that Boomerang come to Michigan's Adventure. That'd be really kind of cool. That would allow them to get another nice little small little thrilling ride for teenagers that are there. If not, I could see them adding another family package, kind of adding more small little kiddie rides, because this is a family park. So they could add a little bit more kiddie rides, or maybe another water park expansion. Maybe they can get the drop slides or something like that. Just something small, or maybe the Boomerang location, and maybe we can see some more retracting on the wooden coasters there, something like that. Just something, something that is in their range. So there's a lot of things that they could do, but I think the main two that I see are the water park expansion or the Boomerang. I think those two, in my opinion, would be something that could happen next year for Michigan's Adventure. Next up, let's go down to Dorney Park in Allentown, Pennsylvania. This is a small little park that has definitely been getting a lot of relocated roller coasters and rides. I think next year they might focus on the water park. They might get the drop slides because their water park is very big, and I don't think they have the drop slides yet, so that would be something cool to get. I don't believe they have it, but I could be wrong. If they do have it, then they won't get it, of course. But if not, maybe like another style water park slide, like a big wave. But like I said, I do forget if they have the snake pit. I believe they do. If they don't, I can see that. If they do have it, then maybe like a wave or something like that. Just another slide to add to the water park. If not, I definitely see some more uplifting to the park, maybe some more landscaping, or just something to kind of freshen up the park. Who knows, maybe they might get a Mondale Revolution too, because those are fun little rides. So maybe a flat ride could be possible at this park. Let's go over to Valley Fair and kind of talk about that one. That one is kind of intriguing. The water park expansion is possible, but I feel like they might just add they might get a Planet Snoopy expansion. Maybe some more Planet Snoopy rides, or because I think they've done enough uplifting. We might see retracting on some of the coasters. I do not think Excalibur will be removed. I feel like that will still stay there. But a water park expansion is possible, but they already have drop slides, so I don't know what they could do with the water park. This is the one park where I'm a little bit confused on, but I believe that just freshening up the park would be really nice. All right, let's move on over to California. Let's start with California's Great America, which I think they'll get a roller coaster, something by B&M. Let's just say that. I'm a little bit hesitant on a hypercoaster. Considering all the other roller coasters that Cedar Fair is adding, I'm hesitant on a hypercoaster. But maybe a wing coaster is possible. They already have a floorless now, so I can't really say floorless. But yeah, a wing coaster might be possible, or a flyer. That would be really nice. Hyper is likely, but I don't know if they're going to go really into that. But it would be really nice to see that. But I do feel like Great America will get a coaster next year. Same with Knott's Berry Farm. I feel like next year they're getting rid of a coaster, so it's possible that they could be adding another coaster. I will see something maybe compact. Maybe another Mack Rides, very compact style Mack Ride style coaster. We haven't seen anything from Gerstlauer in a while, so maybe they might do something from Gerstlauer. That'd be really cool if we get an Infinity coaster. But I just see something small. I don't see a B&M coming to this park. Who knows, we might get an Intimate at this park. That'd be really cool. But just something tightly compact, that would be really cool for the thrill seekers. Definitely thrilling. I don't think it would be anything family oriented. It would definitely be a family style ride. And who knows, maybe they'll add a lot of theming to it, because Knott's Berry Farm is a theme park. So hopefully they might actually add a lot of theming to this ride, which would be really cool. Alright, Worlds of Fun is interesting because they added flat rides recently. They did a Planet Snoopy expansion recently. They also added a snake. They do have a snake pit style attraction at the park, at the water park Oceans of Fun. And I don't see a coaster coming this year. This one is very difficult. It would probably be a lot of park improvements. And of course they're getting Winterfest next year, or this year basically. So I believe that this year, or for 2018, they'll probably do something small. Maybe they'll add more big rides, but they've just done that. So it's very, very complicated what they could do. They could add more big rides, or they could do something small. There are a lot of things could go on with this park. So this one is very confusing. I will say that. This one's probably the hardest out of all the Cedar Fair parks on what they could do. Alrighty, let's go down south to the Carolinas where we have Carowinds. Carowinds is another interesting one. I believe that they'll be doing something to Planet Snoopy. It's been a while since they really kind of looked at Planet Snoopy and done something to them, so I can see another upgrade, some more nice rides there, because we've done a lot of expansion in the other parks. Like they've added big rides like Wave Swinger or the Top Scan that is over there, like I think it's called Electro Spin. And of course, Fury 325 came like 2 years ago, been 3 years in 2018, and of course, Carolina Harbor. So I think next year is definitely kids friendly. It's going to be all about expanding Planet Snoopy and just uplifting the plays. That's what I feel like could happen at Carowinds. That would be something that I think Carowinds would definitely go with, but it might be a little bit possible, or maybe just taking a relaxing break and just refreshing, because they've been doing a lot of stuff lately, like Fury, then taking down a roller coaster to put in a water park expansion, then another amusement park expansion with a lot of flats. So I feel like this year is just a relaxing year, or they could go with another expansion, which is Planet Snoopy. Alright, let's travel on up to the closest Cedar Fair park to me, King's Dominion. Well, it is plain as day what they're doing. They're getting RMC Hurler next year. I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. And I predict that it is going to be a really awesome coaster. It is plain as day with the construction that they're doing RMC Hurler. I will say, I think that is the only thing happening. It's possible that they could be doing Winterfest, which would be really nice, but I don't want to go that far and say, oh yeah, they're definitely doing Winterfest next year. It is a possible thing that it could happen. It'd be really cool, but it might be later on that they get the Winterfest, because we'll have to see how the new parks, because the new parks haven't even done Winterfest yet, so we have to see how they're doing before I believe they start adding it to other parks. But it is possible King's Dominion might do it as well. I also see some nice refreshing around the park. They'll probably do something more to Planet Snoopy to keep that updated, because they love Planet Snoopy, and it's a great place for kids to go and families to go to have a great time. So they could possibly do something there as well, besides the RMC Hurler, because I think it's not just going to be that. They're probably going to do a lot of upgrading around the park as well. And it would be nice to see that section around Hurler get some nice upgrading too, because that was kind of the deadest part of the park. But they're probably going to do that as well. So I mean, a lot's happening in King's Dominion next year, and I'm very excited, so I can't wait to see what they're going to be doing. Alrighty, let's go to King's Dominion's sister park, Kings Island. What do I think they could be doing in 2018? Well, they just added a roller coaster recently. I believe that they might do something like Carowinds, probably do something small, do something for families have either just expand with some nice family rides around, or expand Planet Snoopy. A lot of possible things that they could do, or they could take a year off and just kind of relax and get some nice freshing things around, or upgrade with more food, have more dining options or something like that. Just do something that allows just regular guests to enjoy, like what Kings Dominion kind of did this year. Add some new things that allow the guests to really enjoy the park more, and just something refreshing. So I don't see anything big coming to Kings Island, but just something nice and refreshing, or some new rides or something like that. Just something that I know Kings Island will just probably do, but nothing too big, because like I said, they just got Mystic Timbers last year. Alright, let's end it out with the Canadian Park, Canada's Wonderland. They've been doing a lot of flat rides. Roller coaster is still possible. I think also this will be another year where we'll either see two things. One, they'll take a year off. They'll probably just add some more flowers and keep the park clean, and just kind of do some stuff for the guests that the guests can enjoy. Or they add the drop slides that we've been seeing being installed. I believe Canada's Wonderland does not have that at their water park, so it is possible that they could do that to the water park, where they add drop slides, flume slides, to really add more to their water park, because I believe Canada's Wonderland does not have that. So that is another possibility, that they get something like that, or they get a new prototype water park slide too, because we know how we all know how Cedar Fair loves to get to put prototype rides at Canada's Wonderland. So that is also a possibility as well. So there you have it, folks. I think that will be it for this year's Cedar Fair attractions. I do think Cedar Fair is going out big in 2018 with lots of roller coasters. I also see a lot of parks getting a lot of upgrades with a lot of Planet Snoopy attractions, small rides for the families, and just some landscaping to keep their parks pretty and upgoing and awesome. So, and even some water park stuff. I do see that as well. So there's a lot of possibilities going on this year, and I cannot wait to see what Cedar Fair parks will announce late in August. So thank y'all for watching, and as always, roller coaster fanatics, keep coasting.